All right, what's going on, everybody? This is week 124 of Manifest Mondays, and we officially got my guy DG in the building, my guy DJ Zenus in the building,
You're
and myself, Ramon. And we are the Spot Network together, man. Yeah, we got a really dope episode today. I know a lot of people's probably talking about it, right? Probably the biggest movie out right now, the Michael Jackson movie, right?
mm-hmm.
So what we wanted to talk about, not specifically the movie, but it's going to be a lot of overlapping concepts in the concept of today's topic. And today's topic, we want to just talk about how it's lonely at the top, right? And anybody who has seen that movie, or maybe who hasn't seen it and just familiar with Michael Jackson's journey, you can imagine he reached peaks that pretty much no other artist ever has touched, right? And maybe probably will never touch again,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not before him or after him, he did everything to reach these peaks. Now, it only makes sense that the higher you go, the less people are up there, right? So, let's kick it off like that, man. For you guys, right? In the concept of like it being lonely at the top. Let's kick it off a little bit different. Is it worth? Let's go straight deep this time. Is it worth losing everyone to be at the highest level possible?
I think it depends on who you're asking. I think that's very subjective. But from my perspective, hold on, let me turn this down. Why is it so loud? But from my perspective, no, it's not worth it. It's to be at the top and then have no one to celebrate with would be like pointless at that. You know, I genuinely feel like that would be pointless. Who am I doing it for? Or what am I doing it for at that point? Because I think we talk about success all the time and what that looks like. For me, myself specifically, I've always wanted to be a philanthropist and help other people, but like specifically my people. And if I had to sacrifice my people in order to be at the pinnacle of like what I would have envisioned, then what's the point of it all?
That's a fact.
I
How you
mean,
feel, DG?
I'll have to agree with Z on this one too, bro. Even though I would love to be there, but just not having all the people around that, because I think one of the motivation for me too is just like Z said too, is the people, man. People I love and care about. Like I want to make sure and change their lives, right? So the fact that if I don't have that option to do that and they are not part of my life, and I have all the success and things that I want to accomplish in my life without no one there, I don't know that what's the point of having all that? Well, you don't
Yeah,
have your friends to even call to, because I believe life is dope about you want to accomplish all these things too. But I believe just human beings overall, we are a creature of relationship. In the day, we need
yeah,
one another to feel fulfilled. I don't
yeah.
think no amount of fame, success, money is gonna make me feel fulfilled when all my friends and family are not there. So even
Right.
though that sounds promising, like I would love to, but the fact that to get there, I have to lose everyone. I don't think I'm willing to make that sacrifice for sure. I'm not willing to. What about you?
I think I'm in the same boat, man. I'm in the same exact boat, man. And that's the tough part is I think about situations like that, right? It's like as you move into situations that are I guess unrelatable, you naturally get out of the scope of everyone else. Me and Z had this conversation off camera, and we just talked about Michael Jackson specifically was famous since he was like five, maybe. You know what I
Right.
mean? 5 or 10 or something like that. There was really no time he probably remembered not being incredibly famous. And I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody that didn't see it, but there's one part where his mom was like, "Don't you want to have like friends?" And he was like a kid, and he was just like, "They don't really treat me like a human. Like all they want to do is take pictures and grab on me and stuff. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like he probably even from that age was always um so disconnected from the reality of everyone like that. So, you know, it just kind of posed the question to me, is like, is it even possible to reach certain levels and still be like have people around you? Because like there's who could Michael Jackson actually relate to through his life is a real question, right? Like who can he look to and be like, they understand me, they get it, they're going through what I'm going through? Nobody.
Nope.
Nobody was a childhood star like that and reached the amount of success that Michael Jackson had of that over that time.
Yeah.
And there was nobody he could probably look to. Like there are probably certain things that they could mentor him in, but no one that
Right.
like understood. You know, and I just feel like, you know, going back to our topic, that's a really lonely place to be.
I
You
mean,
know?
to be one of one is a lonely place, right? There's no one who you can go to and seek any kind of like advice and whatnot. I mean, of course, there's going to be people like his family, right? You know,
Right.
but even they can't relate. Like his brothers, you know, I'm sure his brothers probably felt, not all of them, but I'm probably sure I know specifically there's a few, you know, who felt some kind of envy, right? You know, like who were just like, we raised under the same household, we were in the same band, and then all of a sudden you transcend to this crazy level, right? You know, I'm sure regardless of where you go and who you go to, you're never going to be understood, right? And that's a very extremely isolating place to be, you know, to just know that you'll never be understood, you know, right? It's funny, online they were talking about in this specific like group chat, or thread, I should say, they were saying, you know, the only person that's more famous than Michael Jackson is God and Jesus Christ, you know, right? It's just like, I don't think people realize how famous Michael Jackson was, right? I don't even think we fully comprehended, because we weren't around in the 80s and whatnot, you know, like, right? We saw it in the 90s, like, but we were still kids. We couldn't fully comprehend what that looked like, but we all knew who Michael Jackson was. They were saying, back in like the 80s, it was estimated that like 4 billion people like were fans of Michael Jackson, and there was only like 5 billion people on the planet, right, at that time, you know, right? So that's just like, that's a different level of fame. Like everyone knew who Michael Jackson. To this day, everyone knows who Michael Jackson is, right? He has transcended every single level that anyone can think of, and it's pretty apparent that he wasn't very relatable, like, you know, like to like a lot of people. Like he couldn't relate to people, and you know, there was a reason why he was socially awkward, you know, right? And it's just like, fam, I've been a superstar since I was in elementary school, right? And then after Off the Wall, it transcended superstardom, right? You know, like he was having people faint just like seeing him, like just seeing him.
Just at the site,
People were fainting, right? That's a different type of aura. We've never seen anything like that, and never will see anything like that again, right? That's truly a one of one. Like that's not even like a once in a generation. There will never be another Michael Jackson, never. And so to just, you know, it's cool that like he was able to accomplish all of that, but like I'm sure, and we've seen it, right? You know, like he was very lonely at times. And the crazy thing is, you know, this is another thing Ramon and I were talking about off camera. Not all of it was by choice, right? You know, like he didn't really have an option, right? You know, like he was Joe Jackson, you know, forced them kids into like, you know, the life that they had, right? You know, and Michael being the front man of all of it, right? He didn't really have an option, you know, right? Like it was just like these are the cards I was dealt, and you know, like he just took it and ran with it. Now he took it and ran with it and flew, right? You know, like he triumphed in every possible regard, but to what to what degree of sacrifice, right? You know, it's just he could never lead a normal life, right? You know, he could never just go grocery shopping and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, there's celebrities who are famous who can't like go grocery shop, but like I said, Michael Jackson famous is a different level of famous, right? You know, and so I don't know, man. It just it's crazy to think of all the things that he accomplished, but I can only imagine how lonely that life was too, though.
Right.
It made me think of something while watching it. It made me think of like, so if I think we're on the same page, there's almost a level of fame and quote unquote success that none of us actually really would want. It's too much, right? It's too much. Like that's almost too much, right? So it's a weird place. It's like, where is the level that's not? Like, where are the level where you're still sane, in tune, and you know what I mean, locked in with your people to where you can still hit that and be crazy successful? Because I realize it's like for most people, you might not want to be at the highest levels. So there's somewhere in here in the upper tier that you'd still want to be, would still be hard because you're still gonna have to do a lot of sacrificing to get to that level.
Right.
And there's only going to be a couple people that that's going to be able to even come with you. I feel like every level you move up, less people can kind of come with you.
Yeah.
Right. It's like less, if you went from, high school to college, only a few of them high school friends probably stay friends with you in college. You know what I mean? And then all the friends you had in college after that, there's only a few that kind of really stay. You know what I mean? It's like as you move up and develop, there's only a certain amount of people that can kind of, you know what I mean? And it just really, it made me think about that a lot. Like, is there a sweet spot that we're all trying to reach? You know? Is there
Yeah, I think there's a sweet spot that exists for sure. Before we get into that, DG, did you have anything to add? Just as far as
no, I haven't seen a movie yet, so I gotta wait too.
Well, I mean, you don't even have just even beyond just seeing the movie, right? I think I had a question before we pivot.
I was gonna ask, what percentage of luck do you guys think is part of that when we reach into that next level of like fame? What percentage will you attribute it's luck or just pure talent?
I don't think luck was a part of Michael Jackson's situation.
It's always
the only thing I would say that he was lucky at was probably like the era he was born in, right? Because like I think if Michael Jackson was born now, I don't know if he could have like ascended to that level, because I don't think superstars I don't even really think superstars really exist anymore. Like, well, I'm not gonna say that, but like new superstars, right? I don't think really like are very common, right nowadays, because almost anybody can be famous nowadays, right? All the influencers and whatnot, all the people, I'm like, I don't know who the hell that person is, but apparently they got like 3 million followers and all this stuff. And I'm like, who knew, right? But I would say the only thing that was probably lucky about his situation was like the era that he was born in, because I think something like that couldn't have been like replicated in today's age.
Well, man, I kind of disagree with that, only in the sense because like when we think about luck, there's so many different factors. We talked about you're lucky to even age. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're lucky. There is certain lucks that just are in the, you know what I mean? Like you're lucky to be, like to grow up like able-bodied. Like there are certain like natural lucks that I think that he had, you know what I mean? Not to take away from the talent, but he had basic like lucks of, you know what I mean? Like, like I said, being able-bodied, you could tell like naturally, like his brothers probably when he was young probably worked harder than him, just because they probably had been doing it longer, right? Like they had probably worked longer than him, but even at 5, 6, he had that it factor. Like some people just have certain looks, right? Like he always seemed like he was smoother than the other brothers. Like even when he was like 8, maybe he was working harder than them then, but I think they probably had worked longer than them then. right?
Right.
So he just
Right.
had like that little you know
Right.
what I'm saying? There's luck in the voice, bro.
Right.
We
Yeah.
talk about that. Like he had like once in a life, like young Michael voice is
Right.
insane. Like I
Right.
remember seeing even outside of this movie, I seen like clips of Barry Gordy saying like when he first seen Michael Jackson and heard him sing, he was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
The perfect pitch.
bruh, the perfect, like it blows my mind when I think about his age and like how he used to deliver, like not
Right.
only the pitch, but like the emotion. Like you haven't even felt enough to be putting that emotion.
Right.
You know, like you know what I mean? So those looks are there. Like you can't just if
Right.
you work just as hard, but you didn't have that voice, then
Yeah.
Right.
like you know what I mean. So I think he was naturally lucky
Yeah.
in a lot of things for
I
sure,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
But he's not the only kid with a voice.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where I was coming from, is just like there's been plenty of people who have had amazing voices and
Right.
and whatnot, who could be amazing dancers and all that stuff, who wouldn't have accomplished a 1/16 of what he did, you know,
Yeah.
even in the same circumstances, in the same household and all of that. Like I still don't think they could have thrived the way that he did, you know, right? And so I do agree with you there that there are some circumstances of luck there, but I think what isn't talked about enough with Michael Jackson is his work ethic, and how much he strived for perfection, right? You know, he was, you know, from manifestation, you know, like to manifesting, like I am going to be the greatest, and being there, you know, it's funny. I don't want to like spoil it all because you haven't seen the movie DG and whatnot, but there's even just from his writing and like how seriously he took that, and like to being a channel for like creativity and all that stuff. There was so much that went into it, and I think that's just something that just isn't spoken about enough, right? You know, like it's not that he was just like extremely talented and extremely blessed, but he worked his ass off too, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, right? It's not like he just was born with these gifts and it's just like, all right, like let's get it, you know, right?
Yeah, the gifts are never enough.
The gifts are never enough, right?
They're never enough.
They always say hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. But when you have hard work and talent, that's you out of there. You out of there, boy. You out of there. You know, and so yeah, Michael Jackson was extremely blessed, you know, as a dancer, as a singer and all that stuff, but like he worked in order to like accomplish a lot of that, right? None of his brothers could move the way he did, right? You know, like he could dance, but he was always practicing and going crazy with it, you know, like, right? Like I'm sure he said I'm sure he studied the greats at the time, the James Browns and all that stuff and whatnot, but the things he was able to accomplish on his own and whatnot, you know, I just feel like that's just something that just isn't spoken about enough, is his work ethic and how much he strived for perfection. Like that was the only standard for him. Like perfection was the standard, and there was no exception to that.
Right. No, I was gonna say I agree with both of you. I agree with Ramon too, because at the end of the day, I just believed in order for you to get to those type of level, there has to be a component of luck, right? Because there are people, I'm sure, like Ramon was saying, his brother worked as hard as he did, right? Did everything, but they never wasn't in that position. And yes, Michael blessed and all those things, but at the end of the day, to get to that next level of stardom, there has to be some component of luck, because you can do all that work and bust your ass on and be the best dancer, you might not make it to that next level. And the fact that he was able to get there, you know, there has to be, for me, that's why I'm trying to learn that, yeah, greatness, like, it's a lot of hard work. It's not just luck, right? But you need to be lucky. You need some type of luck in order for you to be great. Just something good on your side, you know? That's why I'm like starting to believe a little bit. Because there are some people sometimes they will do everything, work so hard and do everything right, but they will just have some misfortune, health issues. And then, you know, so I just believe that people who achieve greatness to that next level, they're the smartest, hardworking people, but then they just get some type of God-given luck that just help to like catapult whatever they're doing to that next level.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, and for sure. And to double back, I didn't want to make it seem like I was saying
Mhm.
like he wasn't the hardest working artist
No,
in
I agree.
history, but just there's just natural looks that had to happen
Right.
first to
Right.
build on. And Z hit it perfect. It's like when you have talent and hard work, it's like you. I mean, it's out of there, man. There's something that you know, one of my friends, she said she said something that sat with me. I just didn't understand it when she said it, but she said luck is a skill. And
Hmm.
I thought that was just super interesting. I was like, it sat with me. I was like, huh. She was like, I consider myself lucky, but luck is a skill. And I was like, explain that a little bit. She was like, kind of first you have to like kind of trick your mind that things are going to happen in your favor.
Mhm.
Like, and
Right.
so and it kind of makes sense. Like Michael Jackson, kind of, we even see like there's certain affirmations that he would write. He was like super set on, I will be the biggest artist, no matter what, like what
Mhm.
it takes. So it's like that affirmation of it, right? And then there's the things of like putting yourself in the position, right? Like, like I don't want to fully get into this side of the conversation because it's such a weird thing of like, was Joe Jackson a positive or negative in their life, right? But as good as they was, if they didn't take that outside the house in front of people and nobody seen it,
Mhm.
there's the luck in that, right? There's the
Right.
luck that like, Motown finds them
Right.
doing a talent show.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? But the skill is you got to take that into a place
Yeah.
where it
It
can
could
be
be
seen. Like, you know
right.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
I'd be interested. It's unfortunate that, and I'm not gonna lie. When Michael Jackson passed, I vividly remember that day. I remember where I was. I was devastated, because I grew up idolizing Michael Jackson, and he was about to go on tour with the This Is It tour, and I was
Yeah.
finally going to be able to see Michael Jackson, and he passed, and it was tragic. But it'd be interesting to have a conversation with him because I'm like, I wonder if he would have considered himself lucky to have his dad, right? Because he despised his dad, right? I'm sure all of them did, right? Joe Jackson was a piece of shit, if I'm being completely honest, right?
Right.
But like, would he have traded everything, all of that, to just be a normal kid? I'm curious, like, if he would have traded that, right? Because everything that he accomplished, and he was the only one to ever do that. Would you have had that if you had the opportunity to go back and do it differently? Would you have, right? Because this is something we were talking about off camera as well. But like, as much of a piece of shit as Joe Jackson was, right? Like, would they have been as successful without that? And the answer is no. Right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
beat success out of them, like literally. Like he beat the success out of them, right? Like he made them. He made them do all of those things that ultimately made them great, right? And I'm not in agreement with any of the things that he did. His tactics were very I don't want to necessarily say inhumane, but like there was no type
he
of
abused them
he abused them kids, right? And it's wild to think about that, but they wouldn't have been what they were without that, right? And so it's a slippery slope, right? Like, there's a pro to every con and a con to every pro, right? But I'm just like, I'm curious if him, or maybe even having a conversation with his brothers, and right, and Janet Jackson, all the Jacksons, and like, if you guys had the opportunity to go back and change it, would you have? Right? I just think it's something that's interesting to think about.
Right. I mean, yeah, I think young men need like positive enforcement in their life growing up, right? But like just what I heard from the whole Joe Jackson, like how he treated his kids, I mean, like that's to me, that's the extreme, especially like beating someone,
Yeah.
like physically abusing people to be better. Like,
Yeah.
goddamn, like we all
Yeah.
need some type of motivation, right? I wish I had somebody to support me, but I don't want to be like beating up to work, bro. Like, come on, Diamond, do this work. Like, no, that's torture. I didn't. But I do agree though, even though he was like a monster, but I believe he was the one who cultivated our work ethic into them.
Mhm.
Yes, it sucks. It's terrible. But at the end of the day, that level of discipline that he instilled into them makes them one of the hardworking family out there, like doing whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
Because like dad is like, he's so hard on us. He's gonna beat us if we don't get this done. I think that fear, as a little kid,
Yeah.
you don't know
Yeah.
someone you look up to, like your father, and then maybe feel like, oh, maybe he's helping me, right? He's trying. This is what my expectations are.
I need to
These
be
are things
better.
I need to be better, right? But at the end of the day, by doing that, even though it was bad, but it makes them better, which is crazy
Yeah.
in the sense that from when it comes to work ethic or musically, it made them better.
It's such a crazy concept, man. We was talking about that same exact thing, and it's like I almost felt like probably for a long time, Michael Jackson like feared being not perfect.
Mhm.
Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's like
Absolutely.
I have to hit this shit or else I'm getting whooped.
Yeah.
You know, I have to hit this shit like this month. I need to hit the perfect spin, the perfect
Right.
note, or I'm getting whooped.
Right.
So I think it almost, certain things stick with you throughout life where it may be after it wasn't necessarily fear. Maybe it kind of was, right? But just
Right.
throughout his rest of his career, like I can't not be perfect at this. I need to
Right.
be perfect. You
Mhm.
know what I
Right.
mean? Like there's no, we're not like I will stay in here for hours just because it's like I don't know if it's a fear or is it something that kind of developed in them. And
Yeah.
it is a crazy thing, but yeah, man, yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild.
Yeah. But before we get too far from topic, obviously, like, the whole topic we're talking about is like being lonely at the top, right? And so what all comes along with that, right? The sacrifice, we talk about like how like the hard work, the work ethic that goes into being great, right? Um, Naturally, as you ascend to certain levels, just like we mentioned before, there's naturally going to be people who fall off that trajectory with you, right? There's only so many people who will ascend to like the top, quote unquote, with you,
Right.
right? What do you think the reasons for that is? Right? Like there's plenty of reasons, but like in your own lives, like why do you guys think there's reasons for that?
I mean, it's a lot of reason, but some of the reason I can think about is just it's hard, right? When you get there, most people are now willing to make that sacrifice to get to that next level.
Mhm.
Because to be the best in anything, bro, you have to be working at an exceptional level, and there has to be some component of luck, and you have to move in a whole different frequency, right? And I think these people around you, friends who are around you, they're like, I want that, but I got to do all that to get that. I'm not willing to do that.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, if you're somebody who wants that more, you're gonna leave those people behind because you realize that, hey, whatever level they're on, that's not where you're trying to be. And you're
Mhm.
trying to get to that next level. And that next level requires more from you, right? So at the end of the day, it sucks sometimes because you would wish to have some of the people that you love and care about to be on that journey with you. But some people don't have that desire, or even if they do, they're not willing to do whatever it takes to get there because it's hard, bro. Like even like us for right now, things that we're working on, we know so many days that are like it's just hard. I don't want to
Mhm.
do this, and then you don't have people around you who are like friends
Yeah,
who are around who want the same thing. That's why it's easier for us to like stay connected because we want more.
yeah,
So it's easier when I'm feeling down, I can talk to Z about it because Z understand what that feeling, what it's like
Yeah.
when you just sitting at a freaking computer screen all day, you have an idea for music, but you can't put it out, you can't write it out, you don't know how to start, and you just stare at the screen all fucking day. So those things are hard. I just think like people around you don't understand us, right? So at the
Mhm.
end of the day, we just have to, like, you know what? I gotta walk this path alone because I really want this bad. And the people around me, I don't fault them for not believing in my dream, but they don't want this bad. And I gotta do this. And it's lonely when you're getting there because at the end of the day now, you don't have the people around you, things they
Mhm.
are doing, those things doesn't interest you no more because you have, hey man, I have a mission, bro. Like you just want to out here and bullshit and go to the club every week. I can do that.
Yeah.
Now goals doesn't align, our vision doesn't align. So I would say that's some of the reason why it's just hard to have like everyone around. It's just lonely when you get there because it just takes more to reach to that next level.
Mhm.
man. Kind of on that same level. I mean, and that was a great point, DG. And kind of on that
Thanks,
same
bro.
level, what I would just go further to say is they don't even to me align, right? Like being super great at something and having a lot of people around doesn't even make sense, right? Because this is what I was thinking about when I think about people like Michael Jackson and just anybody, right? Like what it takes time wise to become that great
Mhm.
and what it takes to develop solid relationships. They both take a lot of time. right? So if you chose, I'm putting my time here, it's natural that you wouldn't be putting your time in developing relationships, right? It
Facts.
would be like, yo, all my time as I'm dancing, I'm rehearsing, I'm touring, I'm in the studio, you know what I mean? We're doing business, you know what I'm saying? We're doing videos, we're doing this, you know what I'm saying? So to be honest, if you're not doing it with me, when
Right.
would we even be spending time?
Facts.
Fact.
It doesn't even make sense. So I think when you
Facts.
when you put so much time into something, it doesn't even make sense for some people to necessarily be around all the time unless they're doing it with you, right?
Yeah.
So like the Jackson 5 made sense while they was younger. They was brothers and they were doing it together as a group. You know what I mean? But as you separate and you're doing all this stuff alone, it's like, okay, who would even understand me? Like I'm trying to do something that nobody's ever done.
Right.
Who am I supposed to talk to? And if I'm talking to him and he Michael Jackson didn't look like he sat down and shot the shit for real. Maybe a couple people that said he probably had moments. I know Chris Tucker said he was cool, but not all the time. Like not all the time, you know what I mean? So I think they don't even make sense to me to be in line. It's like as you focus, you get a DG when we saying like this, you be locked in. A lot of times that you up before work and you work on your business stuff, then you work out. All that's a lot of time that you're just focused on things that other people that that you might have known aren't focused on. So then it's like you're learning these things and you're building on these things and stuff like that, and you forget that the people around you aren't learning those things. You try to have a new conversation with them, and you realize, oh, it's not connecting the way it used to. I'm thinking about how to develop this business idea, and you trying to talk about what we was doing in high school. It's just like, all right, that's funny, but my mind's not there. My mind's not there. Like that is funny, but I can't talk about that all the time. My fault. I gotta get back to it, bro.
Yeah.
It's just not even conducive. Like, you know what I mean? So it's want to throw even the time factor in there, you know.
DG, something that you said earlier when you said they can't fault, or you can't fault people for obviously not believing in the same journey and whatnot. But those same people, they can't fault you for not really bringing them or whatnot to that level when you do ascend to that level either too. I'm a firm believer in reciprocity, and so it's just like, Mike Jones said it the best. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now my hoes don't want me. And it's just like, you didn't want to give me the time of day then, but you expect me to give you the time of day when I'm on. Like, that's like, how does that make sense? Right? And so everybody likes the idea of success and what that comes with, right? But the execution is something else entirely. So when you're executing the ascension to these levels, and that in the people around you start to narrow, right, start to fall off and whatnot, that's why people always want to be, oh, he switched up when he got famous. And it's just like, nah, y'all never believed in me or my journey or my path or anything like that. And now all of a sudden that I made it here, now all of a sudden, oh, I switched up. It's just like, nah, I'm rocking with the people who actually legitimately believed in me and helped me see this thing through, right? And that I could probably count on one hand how many people that is, right? But now all of a sudden y'all want me to be the guy who just, because I'm the cool guy now, right? And it's just like, nah, that's not how that works. And it's just it's so crazy how people just feel entitled to your success and whatnot. I can only imagine what that would have been like on a scale like Michael Jackson and whatnot, like just all the people, so it's interesting, when you talk about like it being lonely at the top, and how we always talk about like success, not necessarily like changing you, but it does change the people around you, which in turn does change you, right? Because now that you're successful, you have maybe you don't even have fame. Like, I know one thing we were talking about earlier is like the perfect level of like success and what that looks like. I think it's probably like the random like millionaire tech dude, who created like some tech app or whatnot. No one knows who he is, but it's just like, got 47 M sitting in his bank account, and it's just like no one knows, right? Nobody knows me. I'm not on. You can't Google me. You could Google me, but like I'm not on. I don't have my own Wikipedia page. None of that. It's just like I'm just the guy who just happened to just end up creating something that turned into something, right? And so I think that's that perfect level of just where it's just like you're successful, but a lot of people don't know you, you know, right? Like that's the perfect world, right? But that doesn't always align, right? You know, especially in the industries like music and whatnot and entertainment, you know, success comes along with fame, you know, right? And that is the fortunate and unfortunate piece of it, right? Depending on how you look at it. But it's just so interesting that, as you were saying, there's always going to be like higher expectations, especially from people around you, right? You know, so, you know, another thing we were talking about is the what have you done for me lately thing, right? You know, like you could do something, you could do good for somebody for so long, you know, right? And then the moment that you like cut them off or whatever, or you stop doing that thing, it's just like all of a sudden you're this like monster, right? You're like you're a terrible person. It's just like, fam,
how they gonna let me go out like this?
I did for you for so long, and then all of a sudden, you know, like when I stop and cut that off, it's just, you know, it's just so interesting to like think about the journey and what comes along with it, the sacrifices that come along with it, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people just don't understand and never will, is the obsession that comes with it. You are obsessed with this thing, right? You know, like there has to be a level of obsession, otherwise you're never going to get there. If you're not obsessed about it enough, you don't care enough, and I genuinely believe that, right? You know, like Michael Jackson could have just continued to tour with the Jackson 5 and just like rode it off into the sunset and just, you know, right, like and could have been possibly cool, but he was like, no, this isn't where my journey ends, right? You know, my journey is to become the best, the GOAT, literally the greatest artist of all time, right? No one can understand what that is or what that looks like because it's never been done before, you know, right? And so but you know, the moment that he starts cutting people off and all that, you know, it's just so interesting to think about success and the journey and all the sacrifices, the things that come along with it. It's truly just a spectacle, and it's honestly kind of funny, you know, like a lot of times there's a lot of those humorous moments where it's just like people's expectations and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. It's wild.
And also one thing you said, Ziad, you want to touch back on that. Success doesn't change people. And at one point I did believe that, but I'm starting to like realize that you actually change when you become successful. It's change doesn't always have to be in a bad way, right? When I start to think about it, right? Because when you think about in life, if a traumatic event happens to you, you actually change as a person, right? Losing a loved one, a breakup, all those devastating things, you change. So the same thing with success. I believe you change in the sense that when you become successful, because there are certain, I'm not just talking about luck, right? If you just go YOLO and GameStop, got rich, right? Well, I'm talking about if you actually grind, put in the work, you're disciplined, you figure everything out, you actually made it. You change along that way. Your expectation changes a lot of things that what you used to think before changes. How people are actually operating. Now you like, sometimes you get a little bit upset, right? When you have a higher standards and you see like just people around you just not living up to that expectation, you feel some type of way about it. And I know, I just feel like once you reach that certain level, you move a little different. And those are the changes that people talk about. Oh, you change, but it's not bad. I don't have to be the same person I was 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm not changing in a negative way, but all the things that I've done to get here, you think I'm going to be the same way with all that discipline that I developed for over 10, 20 years? You know what I'm saying? All the no's that, like right now, like with the new business, I'm sending out emails and stuff. I'm not getting like response back, right? Those things like built character. It really, I'm changing the sense that no's doesn't mean a lot to me. If I hear another no, I'm like, it's a time for me to send another email, right? I think over time, when you become success mentally and physically, you change. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But I think people sometimes, because now you're operating with a whole new frequency, that's the change. They look at your change in a negative way. Even though it's not negative, even though let's say you and I now, like especially now, bro, like our time is so important than back in college. So that's the change right now. I'm not just gonna call you. Someone's not just gonna call you just with 5 hours, bro. I don't know. You're like, all right, bro, I got shit to do. And you're like, oh, come on, Z, let's do. No, I can't do that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. For them, it'd be like, oh, Z changed. He's not the same person he used to be in college. But now, Z got so much going on in his life. He don't have time for all these things. So those are the changes I'm talking
You
about.
too
So,
good for the hood now.
right. So
You know what I'm
you
saying?
change when you become successful. You know, that's kind of like, I just wanted to just add to that as well.
No, I agree with you. Like when I say change, I mean like I don't think like you change at your core, but I think you grow though. Like, and that's the thing is like people don't recognize growth all the time because, and whether that's, you know, intentionally or not, you know, because let's say, for instance, like friends from high school or college, like if they see you doing different things and whatnot, like, oh, he switched up, like you know, it's because they see that growth in you, right? You know, and that forces a mirror in their face, you know, right? So they can either like, they're either forced to change and grow internally, or they can sit there and point and be like, oh no, like he switched up, you know, right? And it's typically easier to just point the finger and be like, oh no, like he switched up, he's too good for us now. And it's like, no, fam, like, did you expect me to be doing the exact same shit I was doing at 18 as I am now, fam? Like, that's crazy, you know, right? Or to even be entertaining the same thing. Like, I'm not trying to go out every weekend and do this and that, you know, right? And that's growth, right? You know, like, so I do agree with you. Growth does happen. Like growth inspires change, right? You know, and so like you have to change in order to like ascend to a certain level. So I do agree with you that there. I think when I say like you don't change at your core, you know, right? But no, I totally agree with what you're saying.
No, faculty, you go ahead, Ramon.
Well, I was gonna say, like, even people change differently too, right? Like, that's the interesting thing too. Is like let's say you got two friends, right, and then one takes more of a traditional route and becomes a father of three. One has no kids and then goes all in on business, right? The changes that you'll see in that is exponential over time, right? This person might be, you know, up money wise, and you know, maybe certain experiences as far as like maybe traveling and doing certain things, and the other person might be like becoming the best father that they've ever seen, the best community leader. They might be coaching the son's teams and taking them to the ship and really like heading something in the community. And those are like both growth in positive ways that are just completely different though. You know what I mean? And sometimes it is hard to look at the other side. He might be like, man, I can't believe you don't want no kid. Like, how you don't want no kid? Like, you you missing out. And the other dude, like, man, you need to get on this business wave, bro. You know what I'm saying? That looks stressful. You know what I'm saying? So like, so he like, yeah, it looks stressful, bro. You don't have no time to do anything but work. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's so interesting. Sometimes the change could just happen where they could both be positive and both just look so different at the same time. You know?
Now, what I was gonna say is most of the time when people who always say you change, those are the ones who are looking for a handout. And whenever you have boundary, bro, they say you change. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Because before you just used to accept whatever request, right? Now you're like, nah, man, like we gotta operate from a business standpoint. We gotta be professional. Like we gotta now you're operating different, like, bro, like just let's do a mixtape together. You're like, nah, bro, I need contract. You see what I'm saying? Because you operated from a different standpoint, because now you're a businessman. But back in the day, because they used to come to your house in the basement and you actually used to make a music together. You see what I'm saying? But now you do all that, you're like, I'm a businessman, but yes, you change because your process over time has changed. Because you met people like, this is not how we should do things. But now they feel some type of way, oh, I can't just go over to Ramon's house no more. Like,
we ain't just gonna cook up a mixtape from scratch.
Ain't no way.
It's not gonna happen. You just not just gonna throw me a beat just cause I know you. You know what I'm saying? And to them it would feel like a change. Like, why not? Bro?
Absolutely.
Like, you acting different.
And that's true. You are
the truth is you are.
I can only imagine, you know, what that would look like is if you went to like one of your college homies or, you know, high school homies or whatnot, and you know, let's just say you randomly ran into them at like a coffee shop or something like that, and it's just like, oh yeah, man, we got to catch up and whatnot. Yeah, like lock some time. Here's my assistant's phone number. Like, you know, she has my calendar. Like, just get with her and like, you know, we can schedule some time. Like, fam, like, why can't, like, what? Like, what do you mean I have to go through your assistant to like book some time to talk to you? Fam? Like, what?
Nah,
like,
he acting weird, bro. He told me to holler at his assistant, bro. What? I can't even talk. Okay. Okay.
That boy acting brand new. Okay, he got some money, and then all of a sudden he think he got an assistant, and it's just like, you can only imagine. But it's just like, fam, like my time is very valuable, right? Like, and there's it's so funny because I'm sure you guys will understand what this looks like. When you leave your 9 to 5, people just assume that you just don't be doing shit.
Oh yeah.
It's funny that people just
Yeah.
be acting like I just got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
And like technically I do, but it's not like I just be spending it doing nothing, right? You know, like
Right.
it's just people just act like I just be sitting around just doing absolutely nothing all day. And I'm just like, like I just think that's just so funny that that's what the expectation, or not the expectation, but the thought process is, because like now that I don't have a 9 to 5, you know, right? Like I just have all the time in the world. And it's just like, nah, like, you know, there's so many different things that I'm working on and whatnot. And
Right.
a lot of that is by choice, right? I'm intentionally doing this, but like, because of that choice, you know, yeah, I absolutely, like, there's a lot of things that I want to accomplish and a lot of things that I'm doing. And it's not like I'm just sitting here twirling my thumbs, just like, yeah, like, and I wonder what DG's doing, man. Let me go ahead and call. Let me call him up, you know, right? Like, and
Right.
it's funny because I also be like on the other side, is just I'll be calling y'all and it's just like, oh yeah, like they do be working. So like I know they're probably in the meeting right now. So like, you know, it's funny, but yeah, it's just so interesting.
Man, you just on the same topic right quick, man. I just want to, you know, if we can drop some gems, right, to the person that might feel away and be feeling like somebody changed. So instead of like, you know, like naturally we know those people exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about it before. So if you was to give that person some tips, like if you could talk to the person that's like, you know, let's say they're looking at their friend and they didn't leveled up and then they feel like they changed and they feel like some animosity, what tips would y'all give to the person that's feeling the animosity, just to like maybe shift their mindset? Like really, let's make it practical for the person on that side that like they don't think they're doing nothing wrong. Like, I just can't believe he told me to call us. We used to kick it every day and you told me to talk to your assistant. How if you was to coach the person and just talk to that person, like what would you tell the person that is feeling that animosity?
I mean, because for me, I would just share just common experience, right? Because one of my mentor, he actually came over on Saturday for my birthday, but just over the time, because he's a professor at DU and he run his business, so all the time he's busy, and sometimes I would call him and don't even get a hold of him, right? I would text him, no reply. But I understand that at that level, you're gonna have so much going on. So just number one, being understanding that people are not just doing that straight out of malice or they hate you. They just have a whole lot going on. And even I'm starting to notice that to this day, bro. Like now as I'm getting busy, having structure with my time. Sometimes you'll see a text and then you're in a meeting. I'm gonna call this person. And then before you realize, you have other stuff come up, and then you're like, damn, I'm gonna get to this person tomorrow, and then tomorrow again, a lot of shit comes up again, and then before you realize, it's like a long time. So most
2 months, 2 months later,
right, and then you just feel bad. You're like, God damn, I'll just wait to see if they can call me again, right? Because I feel like a jerk to like respond like 8 to 7 days later. So for me, just being understanding that that person is not just doing it because they hate you, and just I think understanding helps a lot. Because I understood, like, man, he teaches at DU. He got almost 2 or 3 business going on. Last time I talked to him, he was working on a deal in California, talking about merger and accusation. So I understand his time. He's not always going to be there. So I just have to be patient. If I really want to connect with him, try again a couple more times, right? It's not like he's just not saying, don't fucking hit me up, Diamond. Give me my number ASAP. He's not saying any of that. He's just busy. So just being understanding and being patient, knowing that when people elevate at a certain level, they have a whole lot going on. They're not going to be easily accessible like before. Also, that's my rule number one. And also, too, just try to do something in your personal life, because I realized that once you're doing something yourself, you start to like understand other people who are doing things. And then that envy starts to go away, because like, oh, when Ramond's not calling me back right away, it's not that he don't want to be my friend. He's on tour right now. You know, like, so I totally understand when he get back to Denver or Phoenix, he will reach out to me. But I have something else going on in my life, so I'm not just sitting by my phone and on IG all day watching you travel, and I'm getting upset. So those are the top 2 things. Those are the 2 things I recommend. You know, being understanding, and then have something that's going on in your personal life too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, DG hit the nail on the head.
Thanks, boss.
I think, kind of just piggybacking off of that, I would say my advice would be to think outside the scope of yourself. Not everybody has a capacity to do that or even tries to do that, but just understand that you only think about things from your perspective, right? You know, like, so I'm now getting offended that like DG is not responding to me because, you know, he used to have time back in the day, and now all of a sudden, like, you know, because he's successful and has a personal assistant and all this stuff, you know, you're thinking about it from your perspective. You have to be able to like shift yourself to think outside the scope of just yourself, you know, right? And that's the thing that like I feel like a lot of people miss, is just like, you understand that as human beings, like especially as adults, everyone has a lot going on. And if you don't have a lot going on, you should probably reassess, you know, right? Because it's just like, why do you have so much free time on your hands, right? You know, like to DG's point, if you're working towards something, like especially like personal growth, whether that's you trying to get into the gym, whether that's you creating a business, if you're working on something, you understand all the hard work and effort that goes into that. And one of the I guess results of that is just not having as much time, and just understanding that like, yo, we all got a lot going on. We don't all just be sitting around doing nothing, you know, right? And so I think being able to think outside of the scope of your own perspective, and then also not taking things so personally, you know, right? Like you have to be able to remove emotion sometimes. It's just like, you know, I get that I want to be offended that DG's not replying to me, but to DG's point, he's not just ignoring me intentionally, right? You know, it's just, you understand that when you have so many things going on, there's only so many things that you can like divert your energy and effort to, right? You know, and so I understand, I just recognize me as my own person. I am a terrible texter, right? If you want to get a hold of me, the best way to get a hold of me is to call me, you know, right? And if I don't answer, I will call you back, you know, like eventually, right? You know, I'm a terrible texter because I'm like 112% positive I have ADHD, you know, right? I haven't diagnosed, but I know I have ADHD. My attention span is just, I'm here and then I'm working on this thing, and then I'll see the text and I'll look at it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna reply to that later, and I just never do, right? You know, and it's not intentional, you know, right? It's just my mind is so many in so many other places on so many other things, right? So, you know, like I said, I think just being able to think outside the scope of your own perspective and not taking things personally. Like, it's not, we as human beings want to think so emotionally sometimes, and it's just like, fam, like, I'm not trying to piss you off. I'm not intentionally ignoring you. I promise. It's just, there's so many things that are going on. Like, my bad. I definitely forgot to hit you back. And it's just, you know, I think we all recognize that we could be better, and like there's room for improvement. I could be a better communicator at certain points and whatnot. But I think that would be the two pieces of advice that I'd offer. And they're very similar to like what DG was saying. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, like, yeah, man, like, don't take things so personally, man. Like, get out your feelings.
Absolutely.
And y'all pretty much hit everything that I was thinking of. And that's some gems for anybody who just watched this. You know what I'm saying? Like, really some gems. If you are feeling that way, rewatch this part. We should chop those parts up, man, for real, because y'all was cooking, boy. But I want to expand a little bit on what Z said. Is that one thing he said, I'm a horrible texter, call me. One thing is understand that everybody has a different modes of communication that they might be better with. Somebody's better at texting. Somebody hates being on the phone. Somebody's better on the phone. Somebody's better just tweet them. Somebody's better email. If you really want to get to them and really want to connect, oh man, I just seen you out, I'm trying to do something, email them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably going to be, you know, it's less noise. They hear that all the time. Email might show it's more important. You can list out what you want to talk to him about. You know what I mean? He probably has less emails than, you know, people trying to just randomly run up to him, or, you know, or send DMs, right? So think about the mode of communication, I think, is a big thing. And if it's somebody that you want to work with, right, then that means you already see some value in it. You already see, like, they don't have value because they kick it all day. They have value because they've been working on something, right? So I think you need to realize that person's been working on something. It's not that they don't necessarily just want to kick it with you. It's that they don't want to kick it. They're not really trying to just kick it in general. So it's not like, you're not the thing. It's kind of selfish to think that they don't want to kick it with me. Oh, it's they the problem. They don't want to kick it with me. Sometimes they just don't want to kick it. You know what I mean? So if you do really want to connect, I think the last piece that I would add to that is figure out ways that you can add value to what they're working on. They'll have a conversation with you about that. If you was like, DG, I've been trying to get with you, but man, I know you've been building your business, and there's this new AI automation tool that I've been working on figuring out. I think it'll be
Right.
cool in your business.
Yeah.
I bet you ZG would probably call you back faster than somebody that said that, like, let's be doing bottle service tonight. I bet you. Am I right? You gonna hit that
Right.
guy back first, right? Like, you know
will.
what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
same with Z. Like, yo, if somebody was like, yo, my partner has an agency where he books DJs, you know what I mean, around the country, man. I just want to connect y'all, man. Is there time we can schedule something? Z's gonna answer that call better than somebody that just is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just go kick it at, I don't know, whatever event is happening that night.
Yeah.
Like, let's go kick it. He's gonna definitely hit that person back. So I think it's understanding that certain people that are like, visionaries and are focused on certain things are focused on the thing. So if you add something of true value and think true value for them, not true value for you. You know what I mean? Not like, I got the biggest song ever. If Z plays it, it's gonna help him. No, it's not. It's gonna help you. That's not value for Z. Like, man, because if he plays it, then he's gonna break the record. And nah, bro, that's value for you. Add value to them, and then that's when the conversation can kind of change. So that's I just want to throw those in there, man.
And all these reasons we always cooking. First and foremost, I do want to address that. Secondly, all these reasons are the reasons why I'm still single. I just wanted to add. Look, ladies, man, I'm gonna tell y'all. I know y'all said y'all can't do these low effort men. It's not that I'm intentionally giving you low effort. It's just my efforts are focused elsewhere. So I can't give you a lot of effort right now. So I always tell women, I just keep it real with them. I'm like, look, if you're looking for a high effort man, I love that for you. I'm just not him. He is not. I am not the one. I am not him.
I'm gonna ask now. What if you met the right one that's worth it though? Would you give more effort?
Yeah, like it's funny because Ramon and I were just talking about this the other day. Is I don't know if I could make a woman like my top priority, but I could make her a priority, right? Especially if she's worthwhile, like she's the one. Like obviously there would have to have been some vetting out to know that she's the one, right? Like we've to Ramon's point, she's probably brought value to our situation, right? Which. Yeah. One can recognize if a woman's bringing a lot of value and whatnot, like, of course, that's someone you want to be around. It's just if she's expecting to be my number one priority, that's where like that's the boundary that I set that I'm like, I'm sorry, you're probably just not going to be my number one priority. Not right now, at least. Maybe eventually, but if that's what you're looking for right now, I can't promise you that. But nope. I think.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead. Sorry for
interrupting. No, I was gonna say I think that's where those conversations need to be had. It was just like, and just like we talked about, communication is important. Like I'm like, hey, like I can make you a priority. Like you might be able to sneak into the top 5, right? Like but I can't make you my number one priority right now. Like that just isn't realistic in my own perspective in my life right now. I'm sorry.
I mean, you said right now though, will there ever be a point that she's gonna be your number one priority? Because you said right now, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question.
Will there ever come a time that she's gonna be your number one priority ever? So you said right now you're not gonna be my number one priority, but is it gonna be now you're my number one priority? Is there gonna ever be a time for that?
Potentially, I'll say potentially. Like I don't know for sure because I haven't been there yet. Right? And maybe it's because. It's when you think about these things and process it, maybe it's because I haven't met the one yet, right? Like,
or it might have been maybe because there's certain things we didn't cross off our list yet too.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you knock off, if those priorities get accomplished,
right,
then a lot of things change, right? And so like now I have more time and effort to like divert to our relationship and potentially if we want to build a family together and those types of things, like having those conversations. Now I can give more to that and to you because I don't have to focus so much on this. What people don't understand, or as a man, like our value is measured by what you can provide. We are providers, right? So like I want to be able to provide for my people, right? Like there's so many things that I want to do, not just for me, but for my mom, for my family, for my friends. Like, there's so many things that I want to be able to, I want them to have access to, right? the moment that I cross that off the list, it's just like, all right, cool. Like now I have a lot more time to like, I'm not just gonna say I'm gonna just be kicking it all the time. Like I'm not just gonna be sitting at the house doing nothing, just like breathing the same air as you. Like there ain't no way we're just gonna be doing that all the time. But now I have more. I say all that to say potentially. Right, but I haven't crossed off that priority off my list yet, so I don't know what that looks like, you know, right? And so yeah, I want to say potentially, but I don't know for sure.
Right.
I definitely feel you on that, brother.
It's hard, man.
We getting close to the time here. I do got a quick would you rather, and it was funny when I was developing while we was having the end of this conversation, and I don't even necessarily know how to answer it, but I'm gonna ask y'all this question, right? So y'all know it's the Spot Network. We put y'all on the spot. We have a question on would you rather this side or would you rather the other side, right? So y'all ready for him?
We ready?
Let's start.
Would y'all rather have the perfect relationship or never be successful at the thing you want to be successful at, or be successful at the thing that you want to be successful at and never have a good relationship?
The latter.
No, let me ask that question a little bit more. When you say good relationship, are you just talking about romantic relationship?
Romantic.
Just romantic only, right?
Romantic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the latter. I'm not even. It's not even a question.
Successful at the thing you want to be successful at, never have a good relationship.
Yep.
Man, I'll have to take the other side, Z, because
perfect relationship.
Yeah, and then I mean, but
I'm talking about perfect relationship too, like.
Right, but I'm still like, okay, that's why I want to make it clear. Am I poor or am I still semi
not poor, but you're just not like
never reaching the pinnacle, right?
Well, you could be successful at something else, but not successful at the things, not super. You're not going to be super successful, and especially not in the things that you want. You're just going to be like, you're going to be mid. You're going to be mid-range.
Yeah, I would probably take that, man. To be honest. Because the relationship, just overall with life, is just so important, especially with your partner. Like, how can you be successful when they come home and things are chaotic? How do you manage that? It just because that's the person you spend most of your time with daily, every day. And then how can you come home to a chaotic relationship, someone that is not successful? So I'd rather be mid and have just a good relationship at home, nurturing, than having all the money and then coming home to like a terrible relationship, bro.
Well, something I want to add to that is I'm not coming home to a relationship.
No. He said you don't have to come home to a relationship. It's just you don't have a good one, so you might have a relationship at all.
Yeah,
picking no relationship is a possibility too.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that gets lonely over time too, though.
Yeah.
It would.
I'm sticking to my gun. Yeah, I'd rather have mid success and then have a good relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the latter. Like I feel like my purpose on this earth is like it transcends like a romantic relationship, you know, right? Like I know that I'm meant to do great things and provide for the people around me. And like if I could take care of my mom and my family, all my people and whatnot, and I mean the sacrifice for that is not having a relationship. Like the thing is just, you know, I've come to the conclusion in my life that if I don't ever experience like true romantic love, like I don't think my life would be any less significant than what it is, you know, right? Like I think I still would have accomplished a lot, and I can be happy with that. Now, does that entail some loneliness? Absolutely, but I don't mind being alone, you know, right? Like I think being alone and being lonely are two different things. Now, I do think at some point along the road, like you will experience loneliness, right? You know, I'm sure as you grow older, there's just naturally like somebody that you want to grow old with. I totally get all of that, right? You know, but the whole point of what we talked about is like, you know, sometimes it's lonely at the top. And like the thing about it is when you're pursuing greatness, you know, right? Like sometimes you don't experience that genuine love and whatnot that you are able to pour into a relationship because you're pouring into so many other things, right? You know, I think it's more rare and I'm not saying that like a lot of successful people aren't in relationships. A lot of them are, you know, right? Now, are they the perfect relationship? We don't know, right? You know, like they might be chaotic relationships. Beyonce and Jay-Z could maybe have the most shitty relationship and we would never know, right? Like it could be like just it's a non-existent relationship, right? We don't even know what that looks like. But you know, like I said, I reflect on it a lot of just like what my purpose on this earth is. And it's to do great things and provide for my people along the way. You know, like I said, I mean, my biggest goal in life is become a philanthropist, you know, so like I just recognize the sacrifice that might come along with that. Now, I'm not saying that I won't ever experience love. I have experienced love. I don't know if I'll experience it again, but if I had to choose, I'm definitely taking the latter.
What about you, Ramon? I'm curious.
It is tough, man, because as you get older, you do realize, like, you know what I mean? Like, I find some, you know, like some real, I guess, just relief and like just understanding when I talk to older people. Like, I love to do that. I love to have those conversations, and all they end up caring about is people around them, right? Like, and a lot of times what happens is if they have kids and grandkids and stuff like that, they come around sometimes, but not all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if they don't have somebody that's there with them, it's just them. A lot of times when you get, you know, older to the point where you're not moving around much, you might want to travel, you just can't right now. You know, it could get lonely. Like, you know what I mean? So that's just the truth of it is that. So, you know, I reflected on that. And I say all that to say I'm still on Z's side, man. Say all that to say that I'm still good. After all that, brother, man.
In my mind, I was like, "This motherfucker bullshit." Boy. I'm like,
all that.
I'm like, nah, man, hell nah. Man.
I just be just an old, cool, lonely dude with friends. Old and alone, cool, lonely dude. And we said they won't be good relationships. We're not saying we won't have them. So I guess we'll have them sometime. I guess we'll have like not good ones sometimes, and sometimes sometimes we go on late roles when we're just alone, and just have friends and stuff like that. But man, Z hit it right. I just want to say Z hit it right on the the sacrifice of like what you're willing to sacrifice, and I think I guess that's as sad. People could look at it as sad sometimes, but I mean it's a sacrifice, you know.
Right.
You know, it's tough, man. It truly is, because you know, we talk about like a perfect relationship. Honestly, most people in life don't experience a perfect relationship.
Right. So
there's a lot of people who are in relationships that are very unhappy. So like, I mean,
what we're saying in this case is like,
and it'd be perfect. So like, I think that would be a rare occasion, and I'm sure that love is amazing, right? You know, like you think about the perfect relationship and it's just like, man, like this person fills my cup so much, right? You know, like, and it's not even, you know, it's funny because I was actually talking to a friend of a friend the other night. We had a mutual friend, and we just ended up like chopping and getting to know each other. And we were talking about just, you know, eventual goals and whatnot. He's somebody who's working on like multiple businesses and whatnot as well. And we were talking about like love and all that it entails. And you know, I've reached a point in my life that I'm so content being alone that like I am hyper independent now. Like I appreciate my peace and whatnot so much that like someone would have to be, you know, worth more than that piece or contribute to it in order for me to really invest into that, right? Like, you know, like I love my peace. I love being able to like come home, just be able to do what I want and whatnot. Somebody has to be better than that for me to, in order to like me to like really like pour into that, right? You know, like, and I'm not saying that somebody can't contribute to your peace and whatnot, but a perfect relationship, I'm sure there's you talk about a profound love. I'm sure there's probably so much reward that comes from something like that, you know, right? And I don't want to discredit that at all. You know, I think a perfect love would be amazing, but the but is the sacrifice. I would sacrifice that, like, in order to be able to provide what I can't, like, what I like. When you talk about what you envision, right? The level of success, I would absolutely sacrifice that in order to be able to like provide for my dream to become a reality, you know, to envision what it is that I'm envisioning to come into fruition. I would absolutely sacrifice that. And it is sad, you know, right? To some people it might be sad, like Ramon said. It might be sad
too. It's both on sad on some sides. Like some people,
I mean, it's happy
some
over
people
here.
that seem like that, like the things, all the things that they wanted to do, they just wasn't, you know, that they could have been successful at and didn't go for it. It's sad too. Right, it's I never went for the things that they never got to be successful and touch certain levels that they wanted to. The other side is just as sad. It's like you not having somebody there at the older age. You know, I think as when you get older, these like older GG's probably in the, you know what I mean, in the money. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But there's a big piece of this, you know, beginning life that you're gonna be able to bless a lot of people, put people in the positions, and you know, so. Very interesting.
It's the rare love or the rare I don't even want to necessarily say like the rare journey, right? Like, you know, like a lot of people pursue greatness and never accomplish it, right? You know, like and if we're talking about being able to accomplish, you know, everything, the greatness within your mind, or like, you know, it's the rare love or the rare greatness. Which one are you choosing?
I mean, yeah, I agree. You would be MJZ, and then I would be the guy that Ramon said who retired from the NBA that had like 8-10 restaurants or whatever.
Nah, because that's still hell nah. That is not the comparison. That is not the comparison. No, it is not. Because we said you would be like middle class, like you would be making like $80K a year for the rest of your life, fam. Like that's where you are at, fam. Like you are not in the
it'll be that. Don't try to overdo it, DC.
Don't try to overdo
it. It'll be that.
It'll be at 80K a year.
70, not 70.
But we never said go back. Replay this episode. We never go back.
But that's you knew what we were saying.
We're talking about mid class. That is middle class, bro. Like that is where you are. You stay there forever, bro.
You weren't very successful, bro. Like
you
had the perfect love. You weren't very successful. That's
right, not very successful.
You got the perfect love. Don't be trying to get
you got the perfect love, bro. Like stop it, bro. You can't be over here like no. You can't play both sides.
You trying to get 8 million and the perfect love, bro. We're not.
But why if my goal? Why if my bigger goal is like 100 mil or 200 mil, and I'm selling for like one?
No, bro.
You didn't get nowhere near it, brother.
He said earlier in the question, like he said earlier in the description that you would be like middle class. Like you would be middle class, bro.
Lower middle class, almost.
You would be middle class, bro.
Put that. Does it change it?
There was
that is the cap. 80K a year and the perfect love, bro. That's where you're at.
We never said 80K though. I'm just saying y'all changed the terms.
That's the highest. That's the highest, fam. 80K a year in the perfect love.
I mean, I'll still take 80K. If you saying not good, if you never get good love, like you never get a good relationship, then you can't never get no good money, bro. You can't never be.
Right?
You said what?
If you said it's not 80, it is. So I would say like I wasn't even gonna give you 80.
That's 60, gracious, bro.
I was gonna say like 60. I was gonna say like 60, but you got the perfect love. You can make that work, but it's not gonna be a great ascension. There's people that with great relationships.
I would still take that. Still, I would still take that. To be honest, I would still take that. But I'm just saying, just from the question, it wasn't any set amount. But I would still take 60 or 80. But I'm just saying, from the beginning, it was made like all right, this is your goal, but you're not achieving your goal, but you just made. So it wasn't about numbers. But I would still take 80K. To be honest,
not 60, but.
Yeah, okay, so just to give you the breakdown, so middle class is considered anywhere from like $49,500 to like $148,000. So the median of that is like 74. So that's why we're saying 80K. That's like very much middle class, is what we're saying.
No, this is what I'm saying. The question was, what if my goal is because if I'm like, okay, if my goal is like 500 mil. And then, like, that's not made of my goal, right? That's what I was trying to say. So it can be 40 or 50. It cannot be that.
Let's say that your goal was 500 million, and then you made 70K a year.
That's what I'm saying. It can be 70, right? Because he said
70. You didn't get close. You didn't get nowhere close.
Okay, then you guys can never have a partner. Then that would be fair. You can never have a partner. No, you can just never have any. then that would be that's
you
No,
never
fair.
because
have income.
you're
You never-
living a good life, bro.
you never
80K
have-
a year is a good life. Like
But
you're making
no.
it sound like that's not a good life.
No, because
Like
then at the
that
end
is
of
a
the
good
day, no.
life.
Then no, then I feel like it's easy for y'all.
racist,
Then
Easy. I wasn't
it's
even gonna give him
easy for
80.
y'all. You
Bro,
can't have the
80K a year
partner.
is a good life.
No.
Like that's why we're saying like you
But then and making it easy
you're
for
still
you.
living a
you
good
can
life.
say, oh yeah,
and you got the
I'm just
perfect
gonna live
love,
like a
bro.
rock star, right?
It's not making it easy for us because we
No,
don't
it
have no
is.
good. We don't never have no good love. Like we don't never have no good
No,
person.
you can't have love. You can't have any form of like relationship. Then
That's why you say
bro.
no. But then you can't never have no. You never
That's
have no
crazy,
income,
bro.
You
No.
never have no income. Then how about that?
Yeah. I would think that. Yeah, no income. My girl would take care of me.
That's
All right.
crazy.
All right,
Is
that's
that
right,
fair?
man. That's a good moment.
Is that fair trade? It got to be no love. No love if I'm going to settle for 60K. Ramon said 40K, bro.
Nah.
I said
Yeah,
I'm
40K.
gracious. I gave you 80. That is a good life,
No,
bro.
you gotta
80K a
give me
year,
one- you
and
gotta
that's
give me
not
at
even like that's
You
not
gotta
even
give me at least
determining
150. You got to give
that's
me at
not
least
even
150.
determining what your
50, bro.
partner makes. You
You
don't
see
even
me?
know what your partner makes. So like
Just give me
you just
150K.
making 80K a year is a good life, bro.
Y'all both make 60.
No, he doesn't see.
Y'all make
see?
120 in the household, brother.
See? Now he gonna put a caveat on my
Nah,
partner.
Yes, you're not doing great either, man. Y'all perfect.
That's
All right,
hilarious.
man. Let's wrap. That's
All right,
good, though.
fam.
That's good, though,
Like,
man.
But yeah, I just want to say,
Okay.
oh, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say big shout out to everybody who joined the live today. Really appreciate you guys for rocking with us since day one. Make sure you like the video, share, subscribe to this channel. We'll be back next Monday. And just want to say shout out to y'all fellas, man.
Always, brother.
Yeah, always,
Proud of
man.
y'all boys, man.
Yeah, proud of y'all, man.
It's not lonely. It's not lonely where we at, man, because we still
Never,
rocking.
bro.
Still
Never.
got us. Still got us, man.
Do you think it'll get lonelier at the top though?
Absolutely.
A little bit. It will.
A little bit, because it just if we all get closer to what there's a possibility we just talk a little bit less, right? If they're in different things, if the spot itself gets,
Right.
you know what I mean, if that's the successful piece, it kind of depends on how things work out, right? Like if you know what I mean, if DG starts running a $500 million business and you start going on tour as the biggest DJ in the world, I might talk a little bit less than you do now.
But,
you know,
but I think I would even argue I'll probably say more because I know that we can link up more. I can go over to his, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just easier that way.
I could just be like, DJ, pop out on tour with your boy. Like, come on tour.
It takes a cognitive effort to do it. You know what I mean? But I think I could see us doing that though, for sure.
Yeah,
so.
for us, for sure. I would say for us, it become a lot easier.
You know what's funny is I know, like, as a quick side note before we hop off, I know that like a lot of women talk about like low effort men or like what they don't appreciate, but I actually have come to really appreciate low effort relationships in my life. And what I mean by that is like I mean, even though like we give each other like a lot of effort, like we wouldn't have to talk every day and be completely cool. That's right. Fair. You know, like I think about my homie Amon. Shout out to my homie Amon, man. Him and I talk maybe once a year, maybe a little bit more, maybe once, twice a year. But every time we talk, it's like no time has passed. That's my dog. Like, you know, like we just catch up, like, you know, like it's just another day, another conversation. And then we end up being on the phone for like 8 hours, like 6 to 8 hours, you know, because we're just catching up. But I appreciate those relationships so much more, like as I get older, because it's just like, those are the people that like, when you guys pour into each other, you pour everything, but it's not like I need that all the time though. Right. You know, and when I say like low effort relationships, I'm not saying like, I can't stand the relationships where I literally got to talk to somebody every day, you know, and if we don't talk, they all of a sudden think that our relationship is in jeopardy. And I'm like, fam, like, no, like if I didn't talk to you for 6 months and we just ran like because we were busy and caught up again, it's just, I know like, it would still be the exact same love, bro, like regardless. And it's just like, it's weird to me that like people think that like that high effort, like, oh, like, you know, it's they need that affirmation all the time. That can get really exhausting, you know, right? So I just wanted to say, like, I appreciate y'all fellas because like, yeah, like we talk often, right? You know, we talk damn near daily, weekly, whatever the case may be, but it's because we're pouring into each other and whatnot. But like, even if we didn't talk all the time, I know we would still be just as solid, you know, like, and whatnot. And that's what I mean by when I say like low effort relationships, you don't have to pour so much all the time. But when we do pour though, we be pouring, you know, right? Like we go, you know, but that I just wanted to say that, you know, so it makes me appreciate y'all even more is what I'm saying.
And also, I just want to say, concrete doesn't need water, bro, because it's what we have is concrete. We don't need to water that shit every day.
Come
You
on.
feel me? You feel me? You feel
That's
me?
a good one, man.
You
That's
feel
a
me?
good one. That's a fact. That's a fact.
We solid. We solid as it comes, baby.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all, man.
All right, fellas.
All right, bro.
Continue manifesting. We'll see y'all next week, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.